Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the how to navigate the SAP. So this was the question that was in our last session. Which module covers the transport request movement across the system? And the same thing we have already covered in that particular session itself. So the answer would be transportation management. Okay. So in today's session, these are the topics that we are going to cover. We are going to discuss about the overview of SAP, and there are two types of screen, SAP Easy Access and the reference IMG. We are going to see about them, what is the difference between two, and we are also going to discuss about the transaction codes, and we will also see some of the important shortcuts that can be used to save our time. Okay, let's start with our main content. Yeah, we often see that the fresher who start working on SAP, they often struggle to explore the entire screen of the SAP, and they waste so much of their time to reach at the desired component of the SAP screen. So in this session, we are going to cover each and everything from the very beginning. Okay, so firstly, when you try to log in into SAP, and it is done through SAP logon pad. Okay, so when you come here, we often see that we actually get here the four things. Okay, the first one is client, and the other is user, and then password, and then the logon language. Okay, so here the client is actually uh, a highest level in SAP, which actually holds all the data available in it. Okay, whatever it is, like the company code or the document type or anything, all the data is actually stored in the client itself. So actually, this is the three character alphanumeric key, okay, which holds all of your data. And then you have to give the user ID. So user ID is your personal identification ID, which is used to log in, and this user ID authorization is also created at the client level itself. If your ID is not created in client, you won't be able to log in. And then we are having the password. Okay, so when you firstly log in into SAP, the temporary password will be provided by the software like the service provider, and then you can change your password. And the fourth one is logon language. We often give en. Okay, and then after giving these things, once you log in into SAP, we actually get the screen which is known by the name of SAP Easy Access. So basically SAP is having two type of screens, SAP Easy Access screen, and the second one is SAP Reference IMG screen. So firstly we will be discussing about the SAP Easy Access. Okay, so in this access we will discuss each and everything. Okay, so at the top if you see, okay, there is actually a menu bar. Okay, let me write here. So at the top we are having menu bar. Okay, let me highlight it. So at the top you are having menu bar. Under menu bar you are having six or seven things. Okay, so at the left top you will find three lines which are quite useful. Okay, and then we are having this menu, and then you will find edit option, then you will be having favorite, then you will be having extras, and then system, and then help. Okay, so these are the options which would be available. Okay, so let me highlight it. Okay, so in these three lines, okay, so I have already told you the location of these three lines. These are located at the left top of the SAP Easy Access screen. Okay, and in this screen, two options are most significant, which are quite useful. Okay, the one is if you have to like stop any transaction which is actually running. Okay, so for that you will have to use the option named stop transaction, you will find there. Okay, and then you are having new GUI window. So what is the use of this? Uh, for example, if you are running any transaction like opening line item of the GL, now you want to open the line item of the another GL parallelly. So if you click on this after going into these three dots or the three lines, you will be able to land up on the new screen. Okay, otherwise what happens once the screen is running or get or is processing, you are unable to jump into another screen. So this is the best way to jump on the next screen. Okay, and in the SAP there's under menu. Okay, though there are the number of options. Okay, but the two most important are, let me give some space, SAP menu, and then next is user menu. Okay, so under SAP menu, okay, if you click on this, you will get complete hierarchy of the SAP applications. Okay, and it happens in the SAP easy access only. You will get the complete hierarchy or the path of like FICO MMSD. Okay, but you won't be find the complete path. We will be discussing what path is. Okay, but it will provide you the hierarchy. And the next is user menu. Okay, if you click on this under the SAP Easy Access screen, you will be able to see user specific apps, reports, transaction as per the authorization assigned to any particular user or the ID. And the next is edit. So actually the edit option gets changed with the transactions or the screen you are using. Okay, and most of the time you will see the options like copy, paste, select all, and cancel. Let me write in the next screen, next line, delete all, etc. Okay, so these are the options you will quite observe under this edit option. Okay, and these changes or varies with the transaction or the screen which you are using. Okay, under edit you might have the different options. Okay, and under favorite mostly you can have your like favorite transactions or the folders. Okay, and under the extras. Okay, so this is not also quite useful, but you can check for display documentation. Mm, mm, Let me write here only display documentation, and then we are having technical details are found there. Okay, and under system, okay, this is the most important uh, okay key where you will find the options like user profile. There are, I think this particular system would be having most like number of these options, which what we will be discussing the important one only. So first one is user profile, and then we are having own job, and next we are having status. Okay, so under user profile, what you will see, you will be able to see your favorite folder transactions or the user data. And under this own job actually jobs are the automatic processing of the program, okay, or the automatic execution of any transaction. Okay, so these are the jobs. In separate session we will be discussing in detail about the jobs. So from here you can directly jump into own jobs which you have actually executed, and then the status, which is the most important and give you the wide range of details. It will tell you about the logon date, time. You can see the current time of program, and you will also check client user ID and etc. And next option is help. Okay, so under help you will having the options like SAP help portal, you will be having SAP support portal. Okay, so here actually if I put this in tabular form, okay, so these are the options which are available under the menu bar in the SAP easy access screen. Okay, next comes the standard toolbar. Okay, after menu bar you will see standard toolbar. Okay, standard toolbar. Okay, under standard toolbar you will be having different options like the menu bar, and it is found just below the menu bar or at the top. Okay, just below this menu bar you will be having the standard toolbar. So there we will be having the most important part of this standard toolbar is command box. Okay, command box is actually a place where you execute your transaction code. Okay, we will discuss about this. Okay, about the transaction code, what are these and how do we use it. And then we are having save option here only, and then we also having exit or to come back. Okay, and then we are having cancel to actually complete discarding the transaction. And here only you will find the SAP business workflow. So through this, you will be able to see your inbox. So what happens? There is a functionality in SAP. If there is a some up like parker who is parking the documents, after the parking, it will go to some approver to validate the entry and then finally approve it. Then it will be posted into the system. So once the parker is parking that entry, it will be visible under your SAP business workflow, okay, in the form of like pending documents, and it acts like this business workflow acts like your inbox. Okay, you will see the pending documents which needs your approval. Okay, after that we are having application toolbar. Okay, let me apply this under the application. Actually, this application toolbar changes with the application or with the screen. Okay, in one screen you will be having different option and in the another you will be having different option. And as I have told you, these screens changes with the transaction code. Like there would be different transaction code for uh, like opening the document, like accounting document or CO document. There would be different screen for opening the period, creating the fiscal year, creating the company code, or anything. For anything, you will be having particular screen which will come up with the help of transaction code or the path. Okay, so some of the common options which are available under this application toolbar are like display. You can use to display some entry or something, and then to change. If you want to change the input or anything which is there, you can edit. And then we have simulate. Before doing the real thing, you can simulate it. Okay, just check it. Okay, so these are the important options. Okay. Mhm. And then next we are having status bar. Okay, which is also one of the most important part of the screen. Status, status bar. So under status bar, what is found? You will be having the details of server. Okay, what is the server you are using currently? You will be having the details of the clients. I have already told you that it holds the data of entire like organization or everything which exists under it. And then you will be having details of the user who is actually executing the transaction or using it or using the screen of SAP. And then you will also having the detail of T code. T code is nothing but a transaction code, as I have already told you. Okay. Okay. Let's uh, discuss more about the SAP easy access screen. Okay. So firstly, to open any screen in SAP, okay, to land on any particular screen on SAP, you are having two paths. Okay, either you can go through this SAP easy access or you can go through SAP reference IMG screen. So on this SAP easy access, the most important options which is available is command box. Command box is nothing but a location where you give the transaction code. What you give? Transaction code. Now comes the question, what is this? Which is abbreviated as T code. What is this transaction code actually? So transaction code are the, you can say, the shortcuts or the keys which are used in SAP to reach on any particular screen. Okay, so I can write it. These are the keys or shortcuts to reach at desired to reach at desired screen. Okay, so this is the most important part of SAP easy access screen. Okay, let me give you the example. For example, if you are giving in the command box FB03, so what will happen? It will land you to accounting document view screen. Okay, here you can check all the document which have been posted, okay, in FI, or all the accounting document you can check here. Next we are having FB50, which is also one of the most commonly used transaction. It is used to post GL entry. So these are the common examples you can use. Okay, and suppose let's assume you are actually defining the enterprise structure of the financial accounting. So in that enterprise structure, you want to create a company code. Okay, so to create a company code, what is the T code? The T code is OX02. Okay, so this is the transaction code which is used to create, let me write, to create the company code. Okay, now there is another way also to reach at this screen to create a company code, and that way is through the SAP reference IMG screen. Okay, let me write SAP ref IMG screen. Okay, so firstly we will have to understand what this SAP ref IMG screen is. So first of all, let me write what IMG stand for implementation guide. Okay, and here the important thing is you use the path. Actually there is a particular path. For example, if you open any document, okay, if you want to open any document or search any document, what you do in your mobile, you open the files or the folders, then you go to the document, and under those document you find your uh, the document of the page which you want to open. Okay, so this is how it also works. Under SAP reference IMG screen you will be having path. Firstly, like go here, under that you will go somewhere. Okay, let me write, for example, if you want to create a company code, what the path you will be using. Okay, so firstly let me tell you on the SAP easy access screen only. Okay, SAP easy access screen, you click on the SAP menu. After that you will be having options called tools, and then the customizing, and then you will be having option IMG, and then execute project, and then you will be having SAP ref IMG. Okay, so this is the path which actually land you from SAP easy access to SAP ref IMG, where you will be having almost all the paths to reach any particular screen. And there is a one another shortcut. Okay, the shortcut to reach directly to SAP Ref IMG screen is on this SAP Easy screen only. Okay, what you have to give? You have to give the SPRO T code. Okay, you will directly land at the SAP Ref IMG screen. Okay, now from here we have to create a company code. So to create a company code, what the path will be? Path will be enterprise structure, enterprise structure. Then you will be having definition, and you are doing definition in financial accounting, financial accounting, accounting, and then you will be having edit, copy, delete, and check company code. Okay, so this is the path to reach uh, on the screen of the creation of the company code. Okay, now you would be wondering ki why do we have to choose the long path? Okay, why can't we like directly use this T code? Why should we waste so much of our time? Okay, so it's actually a point to be noted that for all the uh, for all these screens there won't be transaction code. Okay, so there would be path which would be used there. Secondly, now in the most recent version of SAP, like the cloud, the Fiori user interface is being introduced. Okay, so in Fiori you would be exploring the screen like you do in your mobiles. Okay, or the simply you will be following the path only, like going to this like the ties of a screen. Under that you will be find some options, and then you will have to select. So the same way the path you will have to follow actually. Okay, so that's why it's important to know the paths. Okay, or to use the path. So apart from that, I want to tell you one more important thing. So in SAP, the maximum screens we can open at a time are maximum. We call those screens as sessions. Okay, sessions or screens. You can also call windows. We can open are 6. Okay, so it's important to know because you can parallelly open multiple screen in SAP. For example, if you want to open accounting document in one screen, you want to open the line item of GL in the second, you want to open the uh, like any CO document in the third screen. So you can parallelly open these 6 screen at a time. Okay. Now we will be discussing about the some important shortcut keys. Some important shortcut which will save yours lot of time. Okay, and will make you pro. Important shortcut keys. Okay, let's suppose we are having open two screen, screen A and then SAP screen, screen B. Okay, now in screen A, suppose master data of GL is open. In the second screen, we are having material management master data. Okay, so I want to keep this screen be open and want to close this SAP screen A. Okay. So what simply I can directly do in the command box, I can give slash I. Okay. So this is the shortcut key. What it will do, it will close the current session or the current screen. Okay. So on this screen I have given slash I. So what it will do, it will actually close this particular screen, not this. Okay. Now suppose there is a requirement. Now let's suppose there is a screen A, and then we are having screen B, and then we are having screen C. Okay. And now there is a requirement that I want to close all these screens. Okay. So what I will do, I will just simply give slash in the command box and then NEX on any of these screens. So what it will do, it will close all the sessions. Okay. It will close all the sessions. It will close all the it will close all the sessions of SAP. Okay. So this is the second most important. You will use it very often. Okay. Now let's discuss some more important the shortcuts. Okay. Let's suppose if you are having a screen A, okay, and then you are having a screen B. Okay, you are getting right what is screen A and the screen B. These are like different two transactions are opened. Okay, let's suppose on transaction A there is line item report is open of the GL. Okay, and now what you want a GL line item report screen. Okay, and want to close this. Okay, you don't want to close this separately, you want to give the command, okay, or give the transaction code, which actually what it will do, you want it should close this particular screen and open the new screen where you can give the uh, inputs regarding the line items of GL. Okay, so what the transaction code you can use slash n and then followed by transaction code. We have already seen what is transaction code. You can give any transaction code whichever you want to open. Okay, just give this. Let me give you example as I was telling you that suppose if we are on like GL line item report. Okay, let's suppose we are having scenario. Okay, so in this scenario, let's suppose we are on screen A. Okay, and screen A is related to the accounting document which we see using the T code FB03. Now the requirement is I don't want to close this, but I want the same accounting document whether it is visible in the line item report of the GL or not. So what transaction code I will use is I will use slash O and then FPL3N. So what it will do, it will actually land you on the screen V, which is related to the input screen of the GL line item without closing the current one. Okay, it won't be closing the accounting document screen or the screen A, unlike this slash N1 where the first screen was being closed and the second screen was being opened up. Okay, so this is how it will work. Now let's jump to our question section. So my first question is, it is related to the shortcut only, okay, and related to the shortcut which are in function key nature, okay. So the question is, which function key is used to come back just by one step. Okay, so what is the transaction key? It is a commonly used, it is F3. Okay, and the second question is, which I want to give the answer in the comment section, which is also related to the function key. Okay, so which function key is used to execute the transaction? Okay, so actually whenever you want to execute any screen or execute any transaction code, okay, you have to give the input and then click on the execute button. So there is a shortcut key also, okay, so which you can use. So I want to give that answer in the comment section. Thank you.